just some of her accolades, and she had a lot of them, but some of them that are just speak volumes of who she was as a player. Second all-time leading scorer, 4-time All-American. I know she was 4-time first-team All-Conference, and then she got WBCA Player of the Year.
Hey Lions fans, welcome into another edition of the Coaches Show. We're here this week with Coach Abby Stutts, our women's basketball coach. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to start out and just sort of give you a platform here. I know 2 Saturdays ago, we retired Jana Cross's jersey. She passed away earlier this year, this summer. And so just talk about her, what she's meant to the program, what you've learned about her, just wherever you want to go.
Yeah. Overall that day, and even just leading up to that day, the word that just keeps coming back is just super special. And I think it starts first with her of like, I wasn't here at that time, but all of the stories that I have been told of who she was as a player. But I think the thing that most reoccurring that keeps coming back is who she was as a person. And that just is so incredible that we could do a first for her. It's the first jersey we've ever retired in FHU Athletics history, and the fact that it's a women's basketball player. Just some of her accolades, and she had a lot of them, but some of them that are just speak volumes of who she was as a player. Second all-time leading scorer, 4-time All-American. I know she was 4-time first-team All-Conference, and then she got WBCA Player of the Year. And, I mean, that's just a little of the accolades that she received, and we have a huge picture of her in our locker room. And it's something that we talk about in our recruiting process when we're showing the history of our program of, you know, she was one of the greats, and she was someone who came in and really paved the way and helped Freed-Hardeman become the powerhouse program that it is. And so it's just super special that we get to be a part of that and kind of follow her legacy that she was a part of, a great team and a great coaching staff who helped kind of lead the way there. And overall, just that day, like, we had a lot of her former teammates come back. Yeah. And that, again, just shows, like, the Lady Lion family of them getting to come back probably, 15 years later or so, and getting to support Jana's family and having them back as well. And just for the Freed-Hardeman family to show their love and support for her family now, but also just celebrating the life that she had and the player that she was here.
Yeah, I think, being there that day, I think that was right. It was just really special, and the connection with you had 2 players from her hometown that were like unveiling the jersey, right?
Yeah. So we currently have JB Clifton and Allie Weathers, who both are from Loretto, and just a lot of connecting pieces there. Of their high school coach was Ashley Hilton. She's Ashley Rutledge now, and I think we've mentioned on here before, like, she was my high school coach for a time. Ashley and Jana were teammates here, and then later on, Ashley and Jana coached a little bit, and they actually coached me in high school too. And so, just a lot of connecting pieces there. That it's been really cool to see how our paths have crossed.
Yeah, well, that's really good. We're glad that we got to do that, and hopefully that was a good day for everybody to remember something that was really special. So
for sure.
All right, so let's talk about your season. 23-3 right now. A little bit of a rough stretch last week, but just what are your overall thoughts on the season so far?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the message for our team was trying to keep everything in perspective. You go into last week if you've only lost 1 game, and then you go into having a big day of retiring the jersey, and then you're also playing, Bethel, who number 2 versus number 3, I think at that point too. And so you're going into a big day like that, and you had a great game versus them the first time and just came up short at home here. And then you turn right around and you're playing Lindsey Wilson, who beat you the first time and is also having a great year this year. And
skyrocketing up the rankings.
Yes. And so, it's something unfamiliar because it's easy to overreact whenever you've only lost 1 game and then you lose 2 back-to-back. But keeping it in perspective of, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but like the RPI shows your winning percentage, your opponent's winning percentage, your strength of schedule. It's a formula. It's not anybody's opinion or anything. And we're 1, Bethel's 2, Lindsay's 3, Campbellsville's 4 in the nation.
Yeah.
And so, again, keeping perspective to our girls of you are literally playing the best 3 out of the 4 teams in the nation in a row. And so obviously, like, you want to win those games, but I think continuing to preach to them, and I think you kind of saw the results of our bounce back versus Campbellsville, but understanding, like, we're getting challenged now and we are better for it. Where we're learning these lessons now, we're finding out maybe some of our weaknesses now, and let's learn and be better for it, so that way when we get challenged again, whether it's by these same teams in the conference tournament, whether it's in the national tournament, we see them again, whatever it is, why would you not want to be challenged now and learn from it than just kind of have a cakewalk and never figure out, maybe what some of your weaknesses are until maybe it's too late, So trying to keep that perspective, and I think you saw that as far as we had a great game versus Campbellsville this past Saturday, and I think just keeping our confidence up and staying the course and believing that we're still a great team and we're playing great teams.
Yeah.
So.
I had written that down as a question, actually, give us one lesson that you learned from those 2 losses that is going to help, because to your point, you played 3 of the top 4 teams in the country. That's what the national tournament is going to be, right?
Yeah.
You have all the best teams in the country. So.
Yeah. And me and Campbellsville's coach actually talked about this before the game of just, we ended up kind of saying the same thing to our teams before we had played each other in the locker room of just, you could be in a different conference where, maybe there's a couple of really strong teams, and then maybe there's some teams that you kind of know you're going to walk into and win. I said, or you can be in this conference and say you were playing against the best of the best and hopefully becoming the best of the best. And, I think it was interesting that she was like, I told my team the exact same thing. And so I definitely think that's what we're learning is, we're being challenged and it's good for us, and let's be able to learn for it and let's keep getting better.
Okay. We talked about the RPI and stuff already. You've been number 2 in the country in the poll for quite a while, and that's, to your point, the human part of that there. But what has that meant, or how has that helped the team or hurt the team?
It's really honestly not something we talk about very much with our team. As a staff, we look at it just, I think it's good to be informed of knowing, either the coaches poll or the RPI, because eventually with the national tournament, the RPI and the ARC are the 2 kind of key factors. And so it's good for us to be informed to know kind of where people are falling and what we're looking like. But as a team, it's really not a discussion that we have very much. Occasionally I'll send a picture to the girls of the updated list, but I would say it's not really a topic of discussion where we're really trying to make a number, make us feel where we are not necessarily giving validation, but we don't want that. We don't want someone else's opinion or a number beside our name give us validation of how good of a team we are, because I think that could be a positive thing, but I also could think equally is a negative thing. And so kind of what we just said of just at the end of the day, we are trying to become the best team we can become and keep pushing, keep building, where we'll see where that takes us at the end of the year. Obviously, we are striving for a conference championship. We are striving for a national championship. But I think if you get caught up in the numbers and letting the numbers validate what kind of team you are, a lot of times that can be deceiving. And so we just got to stay the course and keep chasing whatever our best looks like, regardless of what numbers beside our name.
Yeah. So looking ahead to the conference tournament, I think still lining up pretty good for us, right? Campbellsville beat Bethel last week. So everybody still at the top has 3 losses in conference. So what are your thoughts on the conference tournament? What are you talking about with the team, or what are you?
I think the conference tournament is going to be really fun. Fun in a scary way, but in a good way of just it. I mean, as you've seen with this conference the whole year, it is anybody's game any given night. Last week it felt like everybody kind of beat everybody in some form or fashion, and I could go through a couple of examples of that, but I mean, it truly is. Every team, top to bottom, is capable of beating anyone, and it is fun. And I think there's a lot of emphasis on the conference tournament just because of how strong our conference is. You know, we're all trying to get the best seed we can get in the national tournament. We're all trying to make the national tournament. And so I think it's going to be an exciting time, to say the least. I really do.
Okay. And then looking ahead, you know, a little bit more too, looking like good to host. I know we don't know that for sure, but trying to host the first round of the national tournament. I know our conference has a lot of sites, did a lot of sites last year, but what are our chances for that?
I mean, we're hopeful. We did put in the host, and the fact that we had such a great experience last year, hopefully the NAI will give us another opportunity to do that. I think, again, you know, there is a lot of people in our conference here putting in the host, but when you have as teams as good as we are, and hopefully are going to be really high seeds, I think that there's a likely chance of that, or we're at least hopeful that will get to happen. Home court advantage is a huge blessing and a big positive whenever you're in the national tournament. Getting to have your community here, your fans here, getting to be in your own gym is a big plus. Yeah,
and you know, we sent 5 teams to the Elite Eight last year, so hopefully, hopefully we've earned the right from our conference to host a few sites.
Right,
so,
absolutely.
Well, thanks for doing this today. We really appreciate it. Good luck moving forward, and we hope to see you succeed in all of those single elimination tournaments we got coming up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Make sure you guys follow us on all our social media channels to keep up with everything going on in FHU Athletics. And thanks so much for watching. Go Lions. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Coaches Show. If you liked this video, please give us a like down below, and please subscribe to our channel. For the most up-to-date information on Freed-Hardeman Athletics, you can visit our website, gofhulions.com, and you can follow us on all social media outlets at GoFHULions on Facebook and X, at Go_FHU_Lions on Instagram. If you're interested in joining the Director Circle or Linebackers, there's an informational video on the screen now. There's also links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and go Lions!